Let's start the class. Good evening again. How are you today?
Not
Fine,
good.
miss.
Not good. Why? What's the problem? Had your lunch?
We feel boring, miss.
Feel boring.
Not yet.
Hmm.
Waiting for iftar.
Evening time, huh? Is the time suitable for you?
Waiting.
Hmm? Hello?
For this subject, yes.
Good. Any other question in the last class? Do you have any question in the last class?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me share the slide with you. We can start with the today's topic. Can you see the slide? All of you can
Not
see
yet,
this?
miss. No.
No, nothing.
One moment.
No.
Okay. When I close this one first, so that you can see all others. This slide and this one done. This one done. Okay. Hope you can. Okay. You can see now. You can see the slide now.
Yes.
Okay. All of you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
You can see the pointer.
Yes.
Yes.
You can see the laser pointer, isn't it? Okay. Thank you.
Cannot.
Laser pointer. Anybody else? You can see the laser pointer.
Me?
Red color. Moving around.
No, teacher.
No.
Why not?
Miss.
But you can see the slide, isn't it?
No.
Yes, we can see the slide.
Yes.
Yeah, we
We
can
can.
see.
Yeah, only the slide.
Why you cannot see the laser pointer? One moment. I use the pen. Maybe pen can be seen. Can you see the pen movement?
Yes, we can see.
Why not
Yeah,
the
we can see it.
Why not the laser pointer? Can you see now?
A moment ago we could see, but now.
Laser pointer cannot see. Yeah. Okay. One moment. I reduce this thing. Pen.
Yeah. Yes. It was in the left side.
Now we can see it.
Okay. You can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's very small. Later I increase the size. I thought it'd be hope for. Okay. Today's topic is that. May I request all of you to put off the microphone so that we can avoid background noise? Okay. Today's title is on different roles played by civil engineers. This is in line with our CLO1, which is identify types of construction projects with the site planning, roles and responsibilities of the parties involved, and the temporary facilities, construction plans and machinery. Okay. We are now studying about roles and responsibilities of different parties at different layers of the construction project. Let's recall last class. Last class we learned about clients and architects' roles and responsibilities. Do you remember? Who is the architect?
The one who draws.
Design the appearance of the building.
Orientation of the building, outlook of the building, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Second one, we learn about civil engineer. We can call them as design engineer, structural engineer, design engineer for structural and infrastructural works, and so on, right? Do you understand your role as civil engineer? Once you graduate, you will become civil engineer, isn't it? And you go, if you're practicing engineer, you will become civil engineer, professional engineer. Can you tell me what you understand about your role as civil engineer? We have completed last class, am I right? your role as civil engineer? Hmm?
He takes the drawing of the architect and detail it.
Good. Anything else? Any other role played by the engineer? Laser point should be. Can you see the laser point now? I don't know why you cannot view. Can you see the laser point, red color one moving on
Yes.
the slide? Oh, thank you. If not,
I
please.
saw.
You can see the red color round point, isn't it?
No, man.
Okay.
No, miss.
It
No.
suddenly disappeared.
No, now I'm at the third point.
Disappeared. It
Can you
was
see
there.
end of the third point? You can see, right?
No, teacher.
No.
No, miss.
Okay, I will check later. I choose the pen only. Come on, civil engineer.
Yeah, yeah, we
What's
can
the
see
role?
now.
What's the role played by the civil engineer?
Conduct site inspections.
Very good. Before that,
The design needs to be approved by the IR.
yeah, he does the design and also to be approved by the IR, and then
They need
any
to
other
get
role
approved
played?
by the design needs to be approved by the municipality.
Yeah, all the rule regulations he has to abide by before he releases the drawing to the contractor or the workmanship. Right. Second one, what are necessary to be successful in your career as civil engineer? Can you also highlight on this? This is a very general question. You might be asked when you are going for interview or to want to become a civil engineer. The most common question will be, what will be the success point? What will be the what are necessary to be successful in your career as civil engineer? Can you tell me quickly?
Be responsible
Very
and
good.
punctual.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Discipline. And then
Honest.
honest. Very good. But challenging at times, isn't it? Okay, honest.
Professionalism.
Maintaining all of the orders.
Okay, professionalism.
Excellent record.
Excellent record of.
Be patient.
Very good. Patient. Okay, almost you covered patient, flexibility, and be disciplined to your duty. Right. These three factors can determine you to be a successful person in the career. Any other? What are the advantages to your company by being a successful civil engineer?
They'll have an excellent record.
Yeah. So you have your own good record. In turn, you protect the name, reputation of the company, and also respect of the company, isn't it? Right. Followed by quantity surveyor. We also learned quantity surveyor. All of you listen, please. I will ask questions by picking names. You should answer, right? If you're not answering, it's as though you're not attending the class. All should be attending the class until the end of the class. You should not come and go, right? Next, contractor. Now, an important role played by the contractor. Any idea?
Planning the budget. Planning the construction.
Yes.
The one who contracts the deals with the clients and the other authorities.
Okay. Okay. Yes, he's coordinating. In a nutshell, he's coordinating all the works from planning until the commissioning of the project. He'll be coordinating all types of works, and also according to the time he plans his material, methods, techniques, tools, right? He is the one coordinating the whole project of the work at the site especially, right? Good. Any more question for the previous class? Hope you are at the track, learning rules and regulations of different parties involved in the construction project. Let's move on. For today's class, it will be further down to planning engineer, roles and responsibilities of planning engineer, site engineer, project manager. Sometimes he can be called as project engineer, and safety officer or safety engineer. Lastly, construction worker and laborers. There are a few more you need to cover by today. For today, I plan for these 5 personalities to be discussed?
Miss, the thing is stuck. The
Which is stuck?
presentation.
Slide?
Yeah, the slides.
You can see the slide, right?
It's stuck on week 3.2 for me.
Anybody else? You can see the slide?
Yeah, we can see the slide, but it's on week 3. Different roles played by the civil engineers. This slide.
Oh, the moving is not seen. Eh? Okay, wait, I go to this part. Can you see now?
Yes, can see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I use this area. Okay, I don't zoom it. Sometimes it is better if you use that. Come on, let's understand from learn from here. I use the pointer, like this pointer. You can see the pointer, right? So these 5 people's roles and regulations and their responsibilities, their works at the site and also the office will be discussed today. I repeat: planning engineer, site engineer, project engineer, safety officer, and construction workers or laborers. Okay, let's proceed. How many of you joined so far? 104. You are 118. Where are the rest? I will call one by one. You have to answer. Sometimes I take attendance by using that Excel sheet or by task. I will decide at the end of the class. So you should be available all through the class. Okay, good. Where are we? You can see the slide, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Come on, start with, no, I'm here, right?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, come on, proceed with the planning engineer. Works
Yes.
under, okay. The title is like different roles played by the civil engineer, right? I mentioned here because a civil engineer, based on his experience, he will be appointed as number 1 site engineer. Immediately after graduation, he will be appointed as a site engineer or site supervisor, design engineer at the office.
Teacher, the slide changed.
Yeah, I changed to the first slide.
Oh.
We are at the first slide.
Okay.
I'm just giving the introduction only. I'm telling you the different roles played by the civil engineer based on your time of graduation experience. They will provide you the position as site engineer. After some years of experience, you will be posted as a design engineer, and then to project manager or project engineer, become an executive of a whole project itself, right? It is depending on the experience and excellent skills you have possessed. So we have to discuss about all the portfolio played by civil engineers. Okay, we are here. Today we have taken for all these things, people can be educated or even uneducated with experience also can play as a best contractor or a safety officer with a license, proper license, project manager, and so on. You should also remember this point. Not only educated people are working at the construction site, we have interdisciplinary or interpersonal skills are important in handling these type of people, right? Planning engineer, start with planning engineer, works under contractor's company. One of the portfolio for the contractor is to appoint people, right? He will appoint his subcontractors for materials, for workmanship, or for any other design or inspection types. He will design for the laborers as well. Okay, start with works under contractor's company. Planning engineer will be appointed by the contractor, and then plans and schedule the sequence, duration, exactly. Simply he makes the Gantt chart or project schedule of the project, and then planning will include the start of all of you know that any Gantt chart, any project schedule will have 3 things: time, cost, and materials or the activities that we are going to handle. And then the scheduling can be made easier by using, as I said before, in the beginning of the class itself, I told you, it is construction technology, right? Today we don't no more using manual, using tractor, using just computer. Today we are in drone, drone flights. What is drone flights? Anybody? Drone flights.
A camera is fixed in a drone to
Ah,
see the size.
yeah, the camera is supervising. Camera is sent by site engineer at the site to look after the excavation, to look after the completion of drawing, whether any people doing any nonsense at the corner of the building or making mistake. All these things can be observed remotely. We are at the high-tech world. All the construction processes are taking place using high-tech. In that case, you cannot be avoiding the software. You have to use software at each and every steps and stage of design and planning and design, even execution. So you should use Primavera or Microsoft Project for your planning. And then a design office will look like this. Planning officer, just now we saw about planning officer or planning engineer. His office will be looking like this, a peaceful one with tables, chairs, computers, maybe monitor, big monitors to view the progress online. People working at different layers, different levels of room, and then meeting rooms for discussion between the clients and the parties involved, or the contractors or the executives. Next, site engineer. Any questions so far? Site
No.
engineer works at construction site under contractor's company, also appointed by the contractor. It can be two parties appointed by the contractor as well as appointed by the owner. Owner can appoint a site engineer on his behalf, or if it is a government project, government can appoint. I was a technical assistant for government, working as site engineer supervisor for the government project before. At the same time, there will be another site engineer appointed by contractor. So these two will be handling the work. They are always going, coordinating, and the interpersonal relationship should be clear and honest in handling the things to get the things moving in a proper way up to the schedule, right? So the site engineers can also be appointed as contractor. Plan, coordinate, and monitor the construction activity. Same as a planner, we just now see the roles of planning engineers. Planning engineers will plan the work order, will schedule the work order, activities based on the time and the cost, deliverables. And coming to the site, the same planning engineer, when he is standing at the site, becomes site engineer. He handles the work as per the plan, coordinate, monitor the activities at the site. You should not be jumping between the lines of work. First is footing, right? Or excavation, start with excavation or site clearance, excavation, footing, basement, plinth level, floor. I mean, not floor. Floor is coming very late. So you have to follow the order or sequence of the construction to monitor and execute the things properly. Okay. Ensure activities are carried out by the subcontractor as scheduled. So site engineer every day he will check whether the activities are as per the schedule, as per the contract document, ensure the work completed are in good quality and fulfill the specification required in the design plan. So every time you have to make sure the grade, make sure the specifications, the values, the numbers, the dimensions are maintained during the construction. That's one of the job of site engineer. His office is like this. Very hard to say. What is any idea about this location? Is from the picture from Malaysia. Anybody can name this?
TRX.
Very good. It's a TRX project, Tun Razak Exchange project during its construction. His office will be somewhere in the corner with a shelter, small shelter or hut-like office. Okay, he has to communicate. So the office is movable. Somewhere in the corner it will be located for him to stay and keep the drawings, keep the materials, keep his PPE and so on. Right. So site engineer also ensures the workers flow, the safety rules at site. Site engineer's portfolio is to execute the work as per the contract documents, as per the specification, monitor, and also make sure the safety is there. Safety of the workers. He has to make sure the safety of the workers, the site materials at the site, materials are stocked safely. If it is a pipe which will get corroded in due course of time, must be covered with the plastic. For example, if there is any leakage, he has to inform the manager, project manager or contractor immediately. Ensure that the works are constructed to the right line and levels, right? He has to be monitoring each and every time and sending reports daily. Site engineer have to send reports daily based on the schedule or the planning. And then he will be like this. I mean, site engineer has to look after all these things. He may have to go for the roofing, maybe roofing, I think, should be at the high level. For the, what is this one? What is this work?
Roof.
What is this thing?
Looks like a slab.
Reinforcement. floor roof, roof and the slab, maybe slab. Maybe overall is the roof with the reinforcement. He is pouring the concrete, first filling the columns and then start continue by slabs and so on. I mean, column beams, slabs he will proceed, and then people are working at the site. There also site supervisors should be there to supervise whether all people are working in order. Proper before construction, before starting concreting itself, he has to inspect all the spacing, number of bars, and then especially the cover. Cover is most important, otherwise the reinforcement will come out. You have to check cover at each and every point or random points to make sure that it is proper so that the concrete is complete. Okay, here they are checking about discussing over the drawing. Yeah, maybe location of the elements of the building or progress of the work. And here the crane is lifting the truss, isn't it? The truss, they're going to fix it somewhere, or maybe at the workshop, shop lot, or for any other purpose. You can see the cranes lifting. He can be supervising the lifting of cranes, materials to from one place to another. So these are the things served by site engineer. Any question? Somebody try to call? 107. Answer me. Any question you have? No question.
So miss the
What is the
What is it?
what you first
Come on. What is that? No question.
so
I
miss
think
the
both asked
planning
the same time.
the planning engineer will works at office, then the site engineer works at site.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He is always at the site, 100% at the site, supervising the everyday work. Okay, he starts the work, he gives the order to the workers, communicating with the contractor will come there. They will be in communication with the contractor. The contractor will say today is the concreting work, and the site supervisor have to decide how many laborers, check, it's not decide, check the planning of contractor, whether the number of people, the quantity that they're going to use today, the outturn, it's called outturn, they call this as outturn in a normal colloquial term. Everyday outturn, what is the outturn today? Have to complete this much cubic area of concreting, this much cubic area of plastering or brickwork, and so on, they will decide. And the beginning, sometimes if it's a big project, they even handle it as like a stand-up meeting. They will have a stand-up meeting. All people will assemble. They will decide about the tools. They will decide about the people, the timing, and then they disperse, start working. Okay. Any other question?
the
So the
site
site engineering
engineer?
will do the. You go. You ask first.
Okay, thank you. The site engineer is exactly same as a site supervisor, right?
Yes. Why the name supervisor came in? Even the science student, that's why I say the skilled people can also be site supervisor. At some places, like small works, the subcontractors may appoint such supervisor who has experience before in the construction process.
So then, what's the difference between the site supervisor and with the site engineer?
Same responsibilities, same roles played by both of them. Okay, but the one site engineer is really an engineer who is graduate engineer, who can be a graduate engineer, who can be even IR, who wants to be at the site to check, become a site engineer already. And the other one, site supervisor, is a common term used for people who is supervising the work at the site. He might be educated, he might not be educated, but having good experience in building construction. It's only nomenclature. Don't need to worry about this nomenclature. Naming, it's only the naming, but the same job is done by both of them. Okay, we cannot call the person who are experienced in construction work but not qualified, not got the qualification, or not a graduate, a site engineer. That's why the name came in as a site supervisor. Okay, sometimes they call us field engineer. All same. All right.
Okay.
Okay, next question, please. Any other question? No question. Okay, proceed. We finish with the two personals. One is planning engineer and site engineer. Okay, planning engineer will be working at the office, paperwork, reporting work, papers and computers, pen. But site engineer with materials, instruments, equipments, and so on. Okay. Project manager. Again, don't ask me what is project engineer and project manager. The same terms are used. Project manager is not an engineer, but he is possessing the skills of all the project work, managing the work, team play, and he has good experience in handling project constructions before, or having good record of experience in the projects, construction projects. Then he's called as project manager. So if project engineer, he's really a graduate engineer. I mean, he's graduated. He's possessing a qualification as engineer. That's all. Project manager. Span 70. Project manager can also be a graduate. Okay, can also be a graduate or non-graduate. But the term, the specific name for the qualified person is project engineer. Okay. Spend 70% of their time dealing with data. Okay. Project manager is the one who initiates the project, who is the mother of top level of the project, who initiate the project. The client will approach this project manager first to have a planning about all. Here I can say in 2 words, project manager's main role is to plan and execute. Okay, at the execution part, he can appoint somebody, but planning side, he is the one initiating the project. Dealing with data, effective planning, cost effectiveness, cost estimating, claims reduction, site safety and construction planning, schedule control, budget control. I repeat, project manager or project engineer's main role, duty is to plan and to execute. Okay, you can see here about number 7 topics are there, 7 portfolio are there for them to carry out. Out of this, some of them under planning, some of them under execution. A site engineer will work under project manager. Is the point clear? He will get the work order from project manager every day. Project manager can be appointed by a contractor or by the owner directly. Depends on the project. I mean, you can see the roles and responsibilities that we are studying here are general one. It may be changing from site to site, maybe site specific. They may be little altering the roles or repeating the roles. The site engineer and the project manager will be doing the same thing. Sometimes they may be changes, but these are all the roles that you have to understand as a student during your studies. Okay, sometimes it may be little bit varying, not very strict under roles and regulation, I mean the duties. Where is it? So I repeat, project manager will have 2 portfolio, planning and execution. Under that, he should have effective planning. He should be managing the cost effectively. Estimation, he's doing the cost estimation. He must be owner and he must be like a watchdog for claims reduction, site safety, construction planning, maybe MS project, schedule control, right? Once you prepare the schedule, you should be controlling the schedule, not delaying, not overdoing, overspending. Budget control also should be there. Okay. Effective planning. For the effective planning, what he has to supposed to do, as I said before, he must be using softwares like MS Project or Primavera, or is there any other planning software did you come across? From the beginning, I used these 2 terms only. Maybe your students, you may explore more on this. Any other planning software you have come across? Come on. Planning software, scheduling software. Maybe your father, your parents, your uncle company may be using. who may be the contractor, maybe the project manager, working as project manager, will come across?
Mostly two, only two, and two of these are.
They only use Microsoft.
Only use Microsoft. Which version, 2000 or 2020?
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay. If you come across, please share with me. But there are a number of projects nowadays because of the programming called Phantom. You know Phantom? Sorry, Python. You know Python software, which controls which controls a drone. They're similar to drone projects. I mean, drone flights, drone pilots, learning become a drone pilots. Those softwares, because of evolution of this Python theory, you can get more software. You can do your own software, develop your own software. The companies are developing their own software. Okay, we will talk about this later, the technological part and the modern tools that you can use in construction. Let me complete the theoretical part of this lesson. Then third one, start to plan at the early. So effective planning should be timely, very beginning, not on the day or just ad hoc planning. Avoid ad hoc planning. Ad hoc means immediate, urgent, at that point of time, 11th hour should be avoided. Start planning at the early of the project, even before it started. Okay. Current review and update of the schedule. Keep reviewing. It's not a static one. Your schedule should be reviewed, updated, like this Corona time. COVID-19 has stopped most of our projects and we restarted within a month. You should know how to balance out this schedule, the delay that caused due to the pandemic, how to manage further down to close it or complete it on time, and also cost, controlling the cost. Okay, actively work with everyone involved in construction to ensure, okay, project manager, one of the important qualities of the project manager should be playing a good role, leadership role, communicate, that's very important, because the clients will first contact with the project manager. For any changes, sometimes you may come across with a very fishy people, fishy clients, or mind-changing clients. They keep changing every day, their interest, their taste of construction. You should be flexible in receiving and updating yourself on the schedule or duties according to the flow. You must be communicating to the people between project manager, get the update from the project manager, deliver to the subordinate who will be your laborers and workers at the site. So this team play should be properly handled by the project manager. Project manager is the one who is receiving the changes of the day, have to be updated on and off. Okay, actively work with everyone. Yeah, he has to play a good role. He has to communicate with all levels of people involved in the construction so that he can move things according to the schedule, can complete on time. You can reduce cost. How? Anyone idea? Site engineer, imagine yourself as a graduate engineer standing at the site, getting about 25,000 ringgit Malaysia, right?
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, project manager is receiving 25,000. Not site engineer. Site engineer 2,000 to 5,000, minimum 2 to 5. But project manager is receiving 25,000 monthly. Because they, if you think about their life, they are working at the cost of their life. I will explain one by one. Where after some slides, you will see how they are sacrificing their life in bringing the structure on to the earth. Okay, tell me, it's how to reduce the cost. Any idea?
Use bad quality material.
Lower cost, I'm asking. Yeah, quality should not be compromised, correct? Lower cost.
Ensure not to waste anything.
Very good. Lower cost is by not waste. Avoid wasting. Any other?
Effective use.
Start from earthwork. That day I told you one principle of construction. What is that? Starting from excavation. Can you tell me how do you reduce the cost?
Cut and fill.
Very good. Cut and fill should be? Cut and fill should be what?
Call me.
Equal or more?
Balance and
should be equal.
should be
Cutting
balanced.
should be equal to filling.
Ah,
Yeah, should be equal or less so that you can save some earthwork. Okay, Mahmoud Selmi, can you tell me any other idea of reducing cost during construction? Mahmoud Selmi, are you here? Mahmoud? Hey, don't call me 3-4 times. I like quote. Please answer. Don't waste others' time. It can be wrong. Don't worry. We will correct. Any idea of saving costs in the construction project? Today, at the end of the class, I will post a video also for you. Because remember, I told you about the quiz program. We'll have 10 quizzes you need to attend. And today I post a video you need to answer, wherein you will see most of the construction activities going on at the site. I picked the video from the real site. You will really appreciate doing this task. Come on, anybody? Raymond? Raymond Das? What happened? Are you here? So absent today. Tanchi? Tanchi Ming? Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You are here.
Yes. Hello?
Please tell me, how do you decide? How do you save cost at the construction site? It can be by material or laborers or any other type.
Hiring cheaper workmanship.
What do you mean cheaper?
What do you mean cheaper?
Without compromising, affordable, without compromising the quality, you will buy the material which is available nearby. You avoid the lead time, reduce the lead time, isn't it? Procurement time and regular. You can have the good customership around. You can have a good networking so that you will have best quality. When you buy in lot, you will be getting the best price. So, okay. Any other? He said by to materials. Okay, I asked last question. Shouldn't be spending a lot on this. Yabzia Zin.
Yes, miss.
Oh, please, girl, good.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you manage to save costs at the working site?
Use quality but cheap materials.
Same answer, la. Can you think of any other way? Labor costs, by means of labor costs, time, materials. Again, other materials also you can think of.
Use short time to finish the project, so the salary of the client can be reduced.
Very good. One of the thing, how you're going to reduce the time of construction? How?
Increase manpower.
You're spending more on manpower. It doesn't save.
Using machinery to do the heavy work, such as concreting and heavy lifting, so you would reduce the manpower and be more efficient.
Maybe one of the way you can think of, but you need to estimate whether this machineries involved will be equivalent to the manpower involved, isn't it? You need to come out with do the calculation. You need to do the quick calculation at the site, whether it is managing, then you can save. Very good. There is one thing, industrialized, I think I forgot the term, IBS. All of you watch through this IBS. Industrialized business, something like that. It means they bring all the precast material to the site to build the construction, build it very fast with the good quality and standards. Do you know that? All the walls, windows, panels, everything is precast. They bring to the site, they fix it with proper anchorage, screw, brackets, angles. They fix it, finish. The job is done quickly with reducing costs, reducing manpower, reducing time, and good quality and strength. Do you know about it? Maybe you can browse through IBS, Industrialized Business Scheme, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it is the one of the technology and new modern technology in building construction. You can see. Good. Let's proceed. Lower cost, good quality, client. At the same time, you need to meet the requirement of the client. You should be talking nicely with the client, satisfying his interest. By reducing all these things or maintaining the, reducing the time, you should not miss out the points given by the clients and customers. Customer satisfaction is most important. Okay, cost effectiveness. Did I do this? Wait, I reduce the slide. Cost effectiveness. One moment. Okay. Full involvement of overall planning, optimum use of human resources, prevention of material wastage. Just now we were talking about, right? Optimum utilization of logistics and machines. Avoid construction errors that may cause rectification of works and material wastage. Okay, I start from here. You need to involve fully. Spend time, like the project manager, 70% of the time he's dealing with the data. That was the introduction of this slide, isn't it? Project manager, having spent 70% of the time, you have to plan properly. Optimum use of human resource, right? You need to do trial and error during the planning itself. How many personnel involved for particular work, per cubic meter of work, respective works done. And then prevention of material wastage, avoid material waste by proper stocking, proper in and out commissioning, right? Storage, proper means of storage, and then optimal utilization of logistics and machines. Yeah, you should not be procuring material from very far, or the tonnage of lorry that you are hiring should be proper. For getting 5 tons of sand or cement, sand or other material, you should not be procuring 3 tons. Okay, you should know the capacity of the trucks and lorries you're using for your transport. And then machineries, machines like, you should know there are motors, there are some compressors used at the site for running the equipments, right? You should also maintain properly, proper ventilation, because sometimes the gases are injurious to your health of the people who is using. So to avoid all these things, you should maintain the machines properly, maintain the proper ventilation for them, proper storage for them, and then avoid construction errors that may cause rectification of works and material wastage. So construction errors, if you wrongly build, instead of 5 by 5, you build 5 by 2, build 5 by 2 column, you need to redo it. Or wall, instead of having the wall at 3 meter spacing, you build at 5 meter spacing, you have to demolish and reconstruct. Avoid such errors by proper supervision, properly communicating to the site supervisor or the workers at the site. Okay. Next.
Miss, where does the wastages go after the construction?
Say again.
Where does the wastages go?
Wastages.
After the,
wastages, they have to remove every day. And they have this is called solid waste. The classification of these types of construction, actually it is said to be a separate construction waste. Construction waste are collected and sent for waste disposal, or mostly they will deposit at the site or fill it at the site or dispose it at the outskirts of the city. And there may be accidents, there may be accidents due to this material spillage. You should avoid such wastages accumulating at the site. You should remove on and off to avoid any injuries, to avoid any spoilage to the other materials, and so on. So site supervisor should be instructed by the project manager, or project manager should be going all around to oversee whether there is any wastages, material wastages are not removed, not disposed properly on that day. And then concreting, whenever there is a balanced concreting, it should be properly removed and thrown off. Otherwise, it will get hardened, affect further concreting work at that place. Okay. Yes, it is disposed every day. Sometimes they use it as a use it as a blocks. They make it as a blocks, and they use it as a filling material later on. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question?
Sorry, miss.
Mm.
In a situation like this where there is a pandemic and construction work cannot go on, will the company or the contracting company be penalized for not finishing on time?
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it is the instruction from the government, or otherwise the board. The board will have CIDB, right? For Malaysia, take for example Malaysia, all the laws and regulations are from CIDB. They are standing for government. They are representing Ministry of Works. Okay. The rules and regulations as passed by the CIDB says it should not be penalized, and sufficient time should have to be given because of the pandemic unforeseen situation caused due to this pandemic disease. So based on that, they are not penalized. You can read.
Thank you.
You can read the publications from CIDB, the regulations during this period of time for further action. Okay. Any other question? Right. We finished this slide. Yes. Avoid construction errors. Yeah, you have to avoid construction errors. Any mistakes happen should be under laws and regulations. If there is a mistake happening, a site supervisor, site engineer is responsible for the mistake. Sometimes the contractor can sue on the site engineer, or the client can sue on the site engineer for his mistake. It so happened before. Hence, you have to avoid such errors, such mistakes from the beginning. Because a client is going to pay more, right? Client is going to pay the penalty, bear the cost. Hence, he is eligible to sue on the person or field engineer at the site. Cost estimating, all right? You can think of who is the person who doing cost estimating. We studied before. Cost estimating.
Quantity surveyor.
Good, quantity surveyor. So project manager will work in line with the quantity surveyor. He will then collect this and make a proper cost estimating. Quantity surveyor will quantify the material and he will multiply by the rate. He will give you the total cost. But as a project manager or construction manager, he has to detail the bill of items and the estimates line by line. He has to check line by line for the entire building program. Start from procurement of the site clearance, earthwork, until handing over. Sometimes they will continue with the maintenance. Okay. All right. Cost estimating is also one of the portfolio for project engineers to properly monitor and control. Claims reduction, that's most important. Avoid wrong claims, false bills, duplicating bills, overloading, right? When there is a requirement for 1 ton of cement you're supplying, you are getting 5 tons, then you need to immediately report to the contractor, or as a supervisor, you need to report to the project manager or contractor about this false mistake or false doing, right? Since the construction manager provides detailed management, document control procedures and close coordination of the subcontractors throughout the project, the opportunity for unfounded claims by the contractor can be reduced. So you need to monitor overall bills every day and report to the project manager. That means project manager overall collect all the bills, all the claims, invoice, wherever invoice he will send, or payment, he will make the payment. In that case, he has to avoid more claims, unnecessary claims, wastages, and duplication of claims. He has to have a control on claims reduction. And then at this point, it is always challenging. I know it's always challenging at this point. Claims reduction. Contractors say you push this bill to manager, and project manager say you control this claim. It is always challenging, but you have to play a nice role between these two parties to be honest, to promote, to encourage them to be honest, and to have a good rapport, good reputation of his work, his company, so that it is sustainable, right? It comes for a long run. Avoid any unnecessary legal issues, right? Time waste, and then prolonging the project and so on. So you should be playing a nice role between, a professional role between these two parties as a site engineer, for example, right? But it's although it is very suffocating, very struggling, but it is a good rewarding thing at times. You will enjoy being project engineer or project supervisor and so on. Site safety and construction planning. The next thing that project manager or project supervisor doing is site safety. He has to ensure site safety. I think it should look together. Let me check. Construction planning, because pre-planning is crucial, a critical factor for success of project. A project manager, construction manager will plan for safety measures and construction phasing issues prior to the start of the construction to eliminate delay. So he has to prepare the site properly before he start the work, like how much length of the nets required for scaffolding, or how many woods required for scaffolding, and what is the what is the covering materials required for the materials, what is the storehouses required, and clinic, especially some big projects, if you see, they have in-house clinic for laborers for small injuries, giddiness, and some kind of breathing problem. At times they will address this issue using the in-house clinic at the site. So he has to make sure, if it is a big project, must have a clinic inside. He has to make sure the workers and all the personnel involved in the construction are safe all through the project construction, right? So planning, it will be happening at the planning period itself. It's not then and there. He has to have a project proper planning for the safety. And also, whenever I say safety, what comes to your mind? Safety of the construction. What comes to your mind? Can you see the slide, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. What comes to your mind when I say safety? Engineers.
Safety measures like emergency exits.
Like?
Emergency exits.
Where is emergency? See, the building is under construction. Just started. No, yeah, emergency exit should be there in a project planning.
Safety of the workers.
Yes, correct. Then any
And
other?
himself.
How do you ensure, as project engineer, how do you ensure they are safe?
Helmet.
Yeah, use of helmets.
Very good. By proper PPE. PPE will come. Personal protection equipment. COVID-19. Remember? Now COVID-19 also having the PPE. Same. If you, it's even worse for construction engineers during this time. You know, they have to wear 2 types of PPE. One for construction. Please stop your mic. Please stop your mic. Hello, put off your mic. Thank you. They have to put 2 types of PPE, one for the construction side, another one for the COVID. So PPE is important, proper gloves, proper specs, proper the head, the helmet, the shoes, and so on. Especially
Doctor,
yes.
Sorry for not answering. I'm outside. The internet connection is not so good.
Who is this? Thanks for joining us again. Who is this? Hamida, Hashem.
Sorry?
Who is this, by the way? Who is, may I know your name? Your good name, please?
No, I think he lagged up.
Is it Zuven? No, it's according to the order.
He is on construction site, I think.
Mutasir. Muntasir. This is Muntasir.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. How many of you here? 11. 7 missing. I don't know what happened. I need to check. All right. Where are you? Can you see the slide? Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes.
What we are talking about, safety measures. So they have to be, and especially project supervisor, whenever he is entering the site, he should be wearing the glasses always, right? For proper protection of his eyes, and also for sun, right? Protection from sun, for protection from the other unwanted things falling into his eyes, right? And then what else? Project manager is held responsibility for if any accidents happen at the site due to lack of safety precautions implemented. So overall, a project supervisor or field engineer is responsible. Sometimes the project engineer is called as field engineer at some projects. So he owes all the responsibility, the safety or any failures at the site. Hence, he has to make sure all the workers are properly attired, and then execution of work is in line. There is no spilling of water. Whenever you found waterlogged at any place, you should immediately report or ask the workers to clear the debris, clear the water leaking, so that it will not spoil the stock, it will not spoil the material or the work. Okay. He should play a major role in supervising, in going around the building during construction all through the day. That's why I say they are working at the cost of their life. Okay, it is not simple job. That's why the payment is very high for project manager. And the payment is very high because of the loyalty. So not what do you call the responsibility. The 25,000 is given. If there is any mistake, he is sued. He is under laws and jurisdiction to respond or report to the client. Okay, so it is not just by word, also by responsibility. Okay, next one, schedule control, time saving. Project manager, construction manager is responsible to monitor the subcontractor's progress and keep the project on track. So overall, the project manager have to have a proper planning and execution side also. He should be working on to the time or saving time. Early completion with the good standards and strength is also recommended. So he has to have a proper control over the time, cost, and quality. Lastly, to ensure that the work is completed within the project schedule. Okay. All these things are you have seen for the project manager. Any other question? Budget control we go through or not? Yeah, we didn't. Okay, overall, if you say 3 major roles are played by project manager: time, cost, and quality. Having good planning and execution of these 3 factors. What are these 3 factors we studied before? Can anyone tell me? Time, cost, and quality. What are these 3 factors we studied as what in construction project?
The basic of construction project.
No, why basic? It's all and all.
The 3
Characteristics.
Very good. Characteristics of any construction project should have time control, cost control, and quality control. These 3 should be managed properly by all levels of people, not only project manager or the client or the worker, right? Okay, here to complete the projects in the shorter interval of time, to complete the project at the low cost possible, right? Wherever he can save, reuse, recycle, he can use it. Any example of recycle at this point at the construction? Very common one, earth he can reuse, right? After excavate, going for flooring, you can fill the flooring with this soil which is excavated before, isn't it? Correct? Like this, can you think of any reuse of material at the site?
Metal.
Metal, what do you do?
You smelt it back and reuse it.
Oh, that is longer process, right? You send to another company to do it. at the site immediately, like you can recycle. Even you
The
melt
pan
it,
Used for the
you spend
concrete.
you melt it also, you spend money on that. Concrete.
The wood used to put the concrete, can we use it for another one?
Scaffolding, right? Scaffolding, they keep moving according to the concreting work. That's correct. Okay, where you are saving?
I think
Sorry?
what she meant is the formwork.
Yeah, formwork. Yeah, formwork. Oh, after all work's done. Formworks, they will reuse it. Of course, they will reuse it. Yes. What else? There is no saving because you order for this, they keep moving according to the work done. Not much saving for the formwork. I mean the recycle, reuse part. It is only used. Cannot think of. Okay, next class you bring some examples. I give you some time to read. We are left with two more parties. One is safety engineer, another one construction workers. Okay, for today's class. If there are any question, you can stop and ask me. Okay, I proceed. Safety officer advises project manager on safety construction regulations, health and safety works, code of practices relevant to safety matters. Right. Okay, as I said before, he has to follow the construction regulations, like especially the height of the building, height of the room, and elevation of the elevation work, right? Whatever the elevation work need to be covered, and the beam length of the cantilever beam, especially most of the accidents happening due to the cantilever beam improper construction, and analysis of the cantilever beam or the portico beam, wherever it is protruding outside, exposed to the outside, there are many accidents happen. So he has to be carefully designing, planning for a safe construction, also following the regulations. In addition to that, regulations of, the health of the people. It may be health of the worker during the construction and health of the people who will be dwelling later on after completion. Okay, who will be using after completion. Means especially whenever he is using a new material, he needs to check whether it's environment friendly, health oriented issues will not be there in future. Gives more radiation, absorbs radiation, absorbs more moisture, and so on, need to be checked in terms of material usage. Safety workers, code of practices, he has to follow code of practices. Okay, at this point I want to know whether you browse through building bylaws, Malaysia or your own country. Last class I gave you this task. Did you read through bylaws? It's a Bible for your construction projects. Building bylaws. There are some other laws also regarding drainages, infrastructure works, but all of them are covered by building bylaws. Did you read? Are you sleeping?
Too much.
Too much, huh? Just few more minutes only. Few more minutes. Come on. 110. Huh? There were 111, currently 110. Who left? I don't know. I will check later. Okay, answer me. Just few more minutes only. Or okay, I play the video. You can answer me now. To change, to have a change. Let me play the video for a while. See whether you can observe it or not. One moment. A small video I captured today. Let me check. Okay. Can you see? Let's go through the video for a while. Can you all see the video?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Miss.
Yes.
First of all, find out the place. It should be familiar to you. What is this place? Have you found out?
Maxim residence.
Maxim.
Tower.
What is it? Majestic Maxim.
Construction site.
Construction site of the Majestic Maxim. Trains are carrying the blocks. Big blocks are being lifted up. There is one here. There is one here. Another one. They keep lodging in the train and then placed at the location where they expected. And this is the office and site office for the engineers, mostly available at the end. What is this? What is this going on? What is this? What is it mean? The next.
Are those pillars?
Huh? And there is something lifting. What is this?
Lift.
Sands.
Now I ask you the question. Just observe. Can you name the construction activities going on this side? Name the three or three activities that is going on this side. This is live. Not live.
Miss, can you type the question?
Can you
Miss, your
name the
voice is not clear.
construction activities going on in this?
Miss, can't hear you clearly, lah.
Miss, we can't hear you, Miss.
Because the audio is.
Miss, just type up the
Then I
question.
type the question. So, you please finish the video, then I type the question. Finish the video. You can see the materials loaded here.
Sands and cements mixed.
No, you see here the some people something is brought out. Some materials are loaded and they are bringing to some place. What is this one? What is this one?
A mixer truck.
Cement mixer.
Mixer machine.
Mixer truck where the sand and cements are mixed.
Do you know
Yes,
this?
it's a mixer truck.
Sometimes it's interesting. These people where they have to carry the truck from one place to another, right? Sometimes the mixing will happen while carrying from one place to another. Before they reach the site, the concrete is prepared during the travel time itself. And they bring to the site, they pour the concrete. Train arrangement. One day I will do the video for the dismantling and assembling. As I told you before, you should be aware of all this information at the site. As project engineer, you should know all the activities happening at the site. Okay, I think is going to end.
Miss, I want to ask.
Come on.
For example, if a building was destroyed, can we use the concrete or something to?
Not, you can only use it as a filling material. You can only use it as a filling material. It lost its all the properties. Once it's hardened.
So aren't
once the
I
concrete
cannot
is
hear you,
hardened,
Miss.
Yeah, once it's hardened, it loses its properties. You cannot reuse it as a concrete. You can only use it as a filling material. Okay, you've seen this video. Can you quickly name what are the activities? Finish the video. Can you hear me properly?
No.
Yeah, I kind of hear you, but it's not so clear.
Okay, let me stop the video first. Okay, stop here. What's going on? Still going on. Okay. It's going to stop. Okay, I stop the video. Now close it. Come on. Can you hear me now?
Yes, miss.
Number one.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes, miss.
It's an open choice for all students. All 17 students can answer. Whoever is available, take the first choice. You can answer one by one. What are the activities going on at the site now in the video? Number one.
Mixer truck is carrying cements and sands and delivering it to the sites. We saw some cements and sands that were mixed in a spot, and someone is carrying those to the sites also. Something is, carrying those stuffs up.
No. Mixer machine is not carrying the material. Mixer machine is brought to the location of the sand or cement, which will happen later. After bringing the machine to the side, to the material side, they will start mixing the material. Okay, because it has to be proportioned. It has to be proportioned. Ratio has to be maintained, isn't it? It is not that it is carrying the material from one place to another. The truck is brought, the mixer machine is brought. It's the trolley, that first one, the lorry is coming in, right? The trucks are carrying the mixer machine to the materials yard so that the concrete mixing process will start. Okay, next, what are the other activities?
The crane try to move to a certain place to lift up something.
What is that? Can you see?
Cannot see.
It's a block, concrete block. Concrete block. It may be a water tank at that point. It may be a water tank, or it might be a big slab, or it may be a platform. It may be a partition wall, right? Currently, we can see from here, it's a block, huge block. It may be a partition wall or a tank, small tank.
Okay, thank you.
And then any other activities going on?
Left.
No other. What materials you see the site? Materials.
Sand, cement.
Cement. You see the cement stock there. Did you see the cement? Maybe the video is not clear to you. Sand.
No, it wasn't so clear.
Gravel, sand. Any other? Maybe soil. It's not cement. Cement cannot be poured and stocked like that. Okay. Any other activity? This side on your left, like you can see the
Ma'am, your voice lagging.
Fence moving, blue color one, moving carry.
Loss of connection.
I think the net connection is slow.
And they will move up to the level where it is to be poured. Okay. For moving things, moving materials, moving concrete from ground floor to the level they want, they are using this type of lifting arrangement. Any other framework, any other fabrications happening or construction work going on at the video? No. Okay. What? What? What's your question? What's happening? Wait one moment, one turn. Come on. You can hear my sound?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Come on.
Yes, miss.
As site engineer, as project engineer, whoever it is, you should be aware of the safety measures at the site. Later, I post another video, maybe tomorrow or later, ask you to find out what are all the unsafe things going on in that site. Or you have to make sure whether after studying these slides, and after completing this lesson, I will ask you to find out where and all unsafe situation is there, or the site or the particular builder is following the safety measures strictly or not, and so on. You need to find out. Okay, so go through this slide very carefully. What are the safety measures supposed to be in the site? Come on, start with health and safety workers need to follow the code of practices, and especially on what?
Can't see the slide.
Can't see the slide. One moment. Thank you for saying. Okay, you can see now.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Most are also you can see, I think. Number one, safety comes from proper grading, proper proportioning concrete, right? And proper mixing of the chemicals, proper mixing of the reagents, right? Even if it is more, it will cost, it will be injurious to the person who is handling and also to the building, isn't it? So follow the code of practices, follow the measures, follow the standards in preparing your solutions, chemicals, plastering, paints, concrete works, and so on. Recommend improvements. Even if you missed as a site engineer, you are there and they are not following the mixing proportion, you will end up with poor quality, poor strength, and also the problem for dwellers, health problems for the dwellers. Recommend improvements to the existing safety system. So you need to always keep improving the maybe at site you have some planning before. When you go to the site, at times it will be changing, situation may be changing according to the site condition. There will be something encountered for more safety measures or improvements at the site. You need to address that issues. Anticipates potential risk and hazards at site and recommends relevant safety procedures. Okay, like falling from height, isn't it? Falling from height, people working at the height should be have wearing proper belt. Anchorages should be checked before they go up, right? To do the working, to attend the work at higher levels, they need to be properly checked for their attire, for their belt, for the rings, the chainage should be properly checked before they are sent up to attend the work. And then you should be knowing the potential risk of working at height, or having this particular proportion, or having this particular window at this level, or height of the wall, height of the other requirements as set by the clients. You need to understand and quantify the risk before you accept. Okay. And then ensures all plans and tools operate according to the safety regulations laid down by the local authorities. Okay, all the equipments you're using, right? Like I said that before, motors, the gas equipments, gas related equipments, the plants, tools have to be following. If you do not know, immediately approach the personnel in charge, like mechanical related means approach the mechanical engineer there, or project manager, who will in turn communicate to the mechanical engineer to fix this problem. Maybe for the ventilator, maybe for the tools, by the cranes, or for the motors, or for the engines, or for paint related, chemical related things that you are using. You are not aware, you are not fully having knowledge on that. Immediately you're going to approach the people at the site, your supervisor, your manager, or your department to fix it immediately. That's your role. And by that you will make sure that safety is there, laid down by the. You can always check in line with the local authorities. One more thing, as I said before, civil engineer. Then and there I recall the roles of civil engineer. One of the important, the prime role that is played by civil engineers are this thing. He has to be playing a good role between clients, local authorities, and also the government. Okay, if he's doing any government building, he has to play a major role in managing the interests of the clients, and the norms and regulations are set by the local authority that may be bit varying from the state government. So you need to play and convince all these parties in deciding a particular shape of the structure or height of the structure or any other interested things that has to be built. Make sure all workers on site observe the regulations concerning the health, welfare, and first aid facilities. As I said before, there should be first aid facility or the clinics should be available for the workers, and the welfare of the workers. Maybe they have to be insured properly. You need to check whether they are insured, they are registered. Determines the cause of an accident and recommends means of prevention. If there is any accidents, you need to report immediately, right? And also take first aid action. Understand the prevention method. If it is a fire, if it is a chemical explosion, or huge equipment, huge heavy weight, heavy body, heavy material falling from height, all these things you should be prepared to face it in case if it is happening, right? You should know the procedure, method, whom to approach immediately. You see the photograph, if you put site engineer, you always have the phone in hand. He will always be communicating between the project manager, the worker, the suppliers. So he should be playing a good role in communicating, especially at times of accidents, and also for prevention. Taking them to hospital if necessary. Reports and records. At the end of the day, needs to report, record. The safety engineers will produce the reports and records of all accidents and whatever the measures taken before, what type of medicine they give before they are treated, and so on. Okay, next. Last one, we are going to finish. Don't worry, we are going to finish within few slides. Come on, we are on as per the plan. We are doing it. Construction workers, come on. See, these are the people. See, what is he doing? Come on, quickly. What is he doing? Before I continue, let me say this one. Your attendance, I will post this video. Another video. I will post another video. You can write down the answer for the question. I request you to post in CN. All of you should communicate through CN. That is your virtual department. Please don't post in.
Do we have to send message in CN?
No, please listen. Whenever I post a question, you need to answer in CN. All of you should answer in CN. The people who cannot,
reflection or inbox?
The people. Please stop your phone audio. If you cannot,
close your mic.
If you cannot submit through CN, if you do not have the access, you can submit in MS Team. All right. I'm going to check who are all not having the access to CN. Please help me. Okay. I repeat, all have to answer in CN. Those who cannot access CN, did not have an ID yet, they can submit in MS Team.
Ma'am, to reflection or to inbox?
Reflection will do. Easy for counting numbers. Please do under the reflection of that particular message. I will post it immediately now. Within 10 minutes, you can check. Please post under reflection box. You can write your answer or write your reflection there. It can be wrong, don't worry, but it is important that to review how much you learn and also record for attendance. It is important. Please do not duplicate, do not repeat, do not post in both. All of you should communicate through CN. Those who are not having access can post it in MS Team. Come on, let's continue. Just 5 more minutes. Come on. What is this going on? Picture?
Casting. Concrete.
Casting. What is casting?
Placing the cement.
Concrete casting.
Filling the concrete.
What concrete?
Concrete placement.
What concrete placement?
Slab.
Hey, what is this one? What is he carrying? Is it slab?
Is he making a roof?
Pipe.
Very good. Pile. It may be pile. They are erecting the pile. Okay. These are the footing. This is footing will be a box like, right? later I will show with the in the diagrams when you go to stages of construction with the video, it will be very clear how they are constructing. This is the column, big column, and these are the bar supporting bars, and this is the main the pile that is going to be, it might be carried by the crane and placed here, and by manpower they can put it, position it properly to the location where it is to be constructed. Okay, they are erecting the piles inside. The lead may be it may be brought by a crane, positioned here by the men here, the laborers here. So the laborers are constructing the pile here. Next one, what are they doing? Again, laborers. Some laborers are at work in construction site. What are they doing?
Lifting.
What lifting?
Lifting blocks.
Oh, hooks, crane hooks, very good. You can see the crane hooks. Okay, they are going to lift. Maybe what is this? Can you see this? A thickness? Can anyone tell me what is this? Might be. See the thickness. What was partition walls, right? 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter, and less than that, all called partition wall. Main wall can go up to 1 foot or more than like 20 like that. Okay, partition walls. It might be a partition wall or a slab. They are going to lift it using this hook, which is connected to a crane. Next one. So laborers are employed. You see, they have. Do they have the proper attire? They have. Next. What is this gentleman doing?
Welding.
Welding. Where is he welding?
Pillars.
No.
Lifting, I guess.
What lifting? No.
They are setting something.
Steel
beam. Setting something.
Metal.
This is a steel work, steel construction. Maybe some construction will have RCC, some construction will have full of steel work, steel fabrications, maybe fabricated outside or fabricated before. Okay, here you can see the column. This is the another column, I section, maybe I section. I think where I can see here. This is one section. This is another section. This is a join. They are connecting by the bracket. This is the bracket. A bracket is joining these two beams. Okay, the beams are made out of steel. When you see the cross section, it may be I shape or rectangular shape, any type. So these two beams are connected as a conjunction, the meeting place or joining place. They use the bracket. They are connecting the bracket to these two beams together with the column. This is the column, this is the beam, and this beam, and this is the bracket. They are checking they are screwing the joint at this point. Okay, they are doing some steel work. Laborers are doing some steel work. Okay, next. And then there is a hand supervising. Wait, this next one, next slide. What is he doing? Quickly, we are going to end the session quick. What is he doing?
Concrete casting.
Concrete.
Concreting.
Pouring concrete.
Vibrating, miss.
No. Concreting work is going on. All right.
Yes.
It may be roof. It may be roof or flooring or for any type. They are at high level, right? The trees here, they are equivalent. It should be roof. It should be roof. See the roof, the tree level. It should be roof. Okay. Yes, these are all the steel reinforcement. Okay, steel reinforcement which will bear the loading. Okay, later you will study about you will analyze how many bars, what is the size of the bar, what is the spacing of the bar. Later you will study when you go for designing the material, designing the columns and beams. This is slab. Okay, this is all reinforcement. Okay, reinforcement. The yellow color one at the bottom is the formwork, which is going to hold the concrete. On top, concrete is poured. See, there are conveyors using a tube. It might be connected to a crane, or it may be connected to a pumping house for concrete, or to the mixer machine. Concrete is mixed by the mixer machine and poured to the site here. And he's doing the compaction. Once you pour the concrete, it should be compacted properly. Means all the air wash should be removed so that it is completely settled and the strength is achieved. Okay, so they are pouring concrete and there are some consolidation going on, and he is doing some leveling. Right, there should be high up and down. To have a level ground, he may be doing the finishing work. So these three guys are involved in concreting of roof concreting or any slabs or any other work. Okay, next. That's all. Huh? Okay, you can pick pictures like this. So many from Google videos you can see. There are some interesting videos you can watch how the construction process is taking place. I stop here. Any question you can ask me.
No, miss.
No, very good. Huh? Thanks for attending.
Thank you, miss.
Have a nice weekend. I will post the question now. Please answer the question. All right. How many of you join?
Teacher, will our, this semester, will it be in online or after the CMCO, will there any physical
No, the
classes be
whole.
held?
No, did you read the notice I posted on CN? Oh, whole semester is conducted by online. Although MCO is taken
Will
off.
it be changed? Are there any
No, no
chance?
change, no change.
Okay.
Already decided. We already decided to have online course for this semester only. Although
Okay.
MCO is taken off.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Please keep reading. Every day I give some reading, a further reading task. Last time I gave building bylaws and bill of quantities. This time I gave you IBS, industrialized building scheme, something like that. You just read IBS. Huh? Go through IBS and narrate or summarize to me next class. Answer the question. Answer the question I post in CN now. Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, miss.
Thank you, teacher.
Have a nice day, miss.
You too.
Thank you, miss. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Ramos. Maxamed ma baxdaa?
خلاص يا عبد القادر.
This is how to email this. Things must have just good. Questions to this. What's up? So who's this bitch Ashley? And why the fuck you do like her Instagram pictures? I'll beat your ass and I'll beat her ass. Hello? Hello? Did you freeze on me?
You like.
Whatever. If you're
waxay sidaa oo baxaybe laga baxay inta foodiya ayaa baxay sidaas aa u jiraata nintan aan foodo ku wadano way ka wada tagay miya haray saddex awadu waxbaar qas adaad maxamed u jirto qas qas inta daba qof aad u jirto taariikhda dabaran sidee niyas aan waxaasta doonaa biyo qasa maxamed tarikal
Lijinge?